السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. أوصيكم ونفسي بتقوى الله فإن الله تعالى مع المتقين. وبعد. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prescribed upon us the month of Ramadan to acquire therein taqwa. And by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's grace, the month of Ramadan is drawing closer and closer. And there is an aspect of Ramadan, taqwa, which we can work on for the coming weeks so that when Ramadan comes, we can benefit from it to the best of our ability. And that aspect is muraqabah, muraqabatullahi ta'ala, to hold ourselves accountable and to be aware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's awareness and accountability of us at all times. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as mentioned, He said, كُتِبَ عَلَيْكُمُ الصِّيَامُ كَمَا كُتِبَ عَلَى الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. That Ramadan has been prescribed, written for you, so that you may acquire taqwa. And the acquirement of taqwa in Ramadan is linked to the acquirement of sabr. and the acquirement of sabr, patience in Ramadan is linked to the acknowledgement that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees us at all times. The reason I am patient upon my hunger and my thirst in public and in private is because I am aware of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's awareness of myself at all times. But this is not something which is exclusive to Ramadan alone. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is aware of us at all times. Aware of us outside of the month of Ramadan, just as He is aware of us inside the month of Ramadan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is all seeing, all hearing and all knowing throughout our entire lives. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in fact knows that which we think of, that which we contemplate over, that which we desire. And this is why the importance of purification of the inner self is so central to Islam and to Ramadan. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's awareness is internal as well as external. And the Prophet alayhi salatu salam, he said in a very famous hadith, he said, "Al-kayyisu man dana nafsahu wa amila lima ba'da al-maut." That the intelligent person is the one who takes himself into account and prepares for that which is going to come after death. I.e., he lives his life in preparation for that which is most certain to him, which is he will leave this life. That's the only thing that every single one of us are guaranteed, the only thing that we all have in common 100%. Just as we came into this life, we are going to leave this life. Guaranteed. And the time and place and the way in which we will leave this life has already been predetermined and decreed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And so the Prophet ﷺ, he said, the intelligent one is the one who takes himself into account and prepares for that which comes after death. I.e., he takes himself into account for that which he will be held accountable for by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon death. And then he, alayhi salatu salam, he said, وَالْعَاجِزُ مَنْ أَتْبَعَ نَفْسَهُ هَوَاهَا وَتَمَنَّ عَلَى اللَّهِ الْأَمَانِي. He said, and the unintelligent one, or the incapable one, is the one who allows his inner self to follow its desire, its lower desires. And then he places and hangs his hopes upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Like the athlete who aspires towards being a champion, yet he does not train. He eats what he likes. He pays no attention to that which he consumes. Is it healthy, unhealthy? Carbs, protein, macronutrients, etc., etc., etc. That which we hear much of today. Likewise, al-abid lillahi ta'ala, he holds himself into account in the same way. What did I consume today of halal? Did I potentially consume anything which is haram? What did I, and consumption is not only that which we place into the stomach, but it's that which we use our eyes for, we use our ears for. What did I say today that may be displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Where did I go? What did I do? How did I use my time? Complete accountability. And Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala, speaking to some of those whom came after the time of the Prophet alayhi salam, but were alive during the time of the Sahaba, he said, إنكم لتعملون أعمالا هي أدق في أعينكم من الشعر كنا نعدها على عهد رسول الله من الموبقات. He said that you people are doing things in your lifetimes that you see as little. You belittle these things that you're doing. You see them to be as unimportant as a hair, a strand of hair, small as a strand of hair. We used to consider them in the time of the Prophet ﷺ from the mubiqat, the muhlikat, actions that would destroy one's iman. This is Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala speaking to the tabi'een, speaking before the invention of smartphones and smart devices and videos and things which we listen to and so on and so forth. Before the invention of all of these distractions that we have now become accustomed to and depend upon, in fact. So we have to ask, what about us? Do we hold ourselves accountable for that which we utilize, that which we use? Do we hold ourselves accountable in private? And we know the Prophet ﷺ, he said, the first person to be thrown into Jahannam will be who? Al-Qari, or the Alim, Al-Mujahid, and Al-Jawad. The Mujahid, the one who struggles and strives and sacrifices his life. The Jawad, the one who gives. The one who gives from that which Allah has given him. And Al-Qari or Al-Alim, the one who has sacrificed his time and his life in dedication to the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the sacred sciences and knowledges of Islam. These will be the first to be thrown into the hellfire. Why? Because they did not hold themselves accountable internally. Although perhaps externally, from that which we might see from them, they were holding themselves accountable. This person used to read the Quran all the time. This person used to spend his wealth in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's sake, from that which we viewed of him. This person sacrificed his life in serving the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yet in the hellfire. Why? Because they didn't hold their hearts to account. For what reason were they doing these things? Internal accountability and external accountability. Why do I pray? Why do I fast? Why do I give zakat? Why do I come to the masjid? Making sure that it's because I want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's pleasure. And a person may ask, what internal intention should I have when I'm doing the acts of worship I do? Simple, I want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's rahmah. If I don't know the purpose behind them, Allah's rahmah is enough. Why am I memorizing the Quran? To seek Allah's mercy. Why am I praying? To seek Allah's mercy. Why am I fasting? To seek Allah's mercy. Why am I doing what I do, etc., etc., to seek Allah's mercy? And if we know why we're doing things that we do, this will determine that which we do and how we do it. If I'm trying to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with my heart, that which drives me, then the actions I seek out will naturally be actions that are pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله وحده وصلوات ربي وسلامه على أشرف الأنبياء ومن تبعه وبعد. We have a few weeks until Ramadan, roughly a month or so, until Ramadan is upon us. And so let us use this time to get the motor started, to warm up the engine. Let us, if we haven't been reading the Quran, revisit the Quran. Start to read it now. If we haven't been praying, start to pray properly. If we haven't been giving charity, alhamdulillah, there are many opportunities to give charity. Give charity. Let us develop accountability of ourselves for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's sake. When I go home, did I do anything today which is beneficial for my akhirah? When I go home, did I do anything today which is not going to benefit me, but in fact is going to harm my akhirah? And if I identify these things, slowly but surely I can start to stop these things. For some of us, perhaps, it's not praying. For others, perhaps, it's looking down on people. For others, perhaps, it's backbiting. For others, perhaps, it's doing what I should be doing for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for other people's sake. We are all people of mistakes and sin. As the Prophet ﷺ, he said, the son of Adam, all of them, they make mistakes and they sin. And the best of those who make mistakes and sin are those who turn back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's what accountability is. الكيس من دان نفسه وعمل لما بعد الموت. The intelligent one is the one who takes himself into account and prepares for that which comes after life. والعاجز من أتبع نفسه هواها وتمنى على الله الأماني. And the unintelligent one, the incapable one, is the one who allows his or her lower self to follow, or to be followed. He allows himself to follow his desires, and then he has his hope with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Let me eat what I want to eat, do what I want to do, and Allah will guide me. No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set out the means of acquirement for guidance. And Allah has given us minds to use, to tell the difference between right and wrong, so that we, through our actions, after Allah's success has been granted to us, can find guidance. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from the people of guidance and allow us to reach Ramadan. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be pleased with us outside of the month of Ramadan and inside the month of Ramadan. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد وارض اللهم عن أبي بكر وعن عمر وعن عثمان وعن علي وعن سائر الصحابة أجمعين اللهم تب علينا واعف عنا واهدنا إنك مجيب الدعوات وأقم الصلاة.